Sailata and Harika.
Hello, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Good, good. So ready to learn something today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Did you have your breakfast?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you have, Harika? Idli with chutney. Okay. You had idli with chutney. So you had idli and chutney. Good, good. What do you have usually, Sailata?
I usually have idli or chapati and chapati.
Okay, idli or chapati for breakfast. We South Indians have variety of food items for breakfast, right? Usually in Western countries and all, they have bread and butter, or bread and butter or jam, right? Or they have just coffee with some biscuits, cookies. So like they have normal breakfast, but we have variety of breakfast. Good. Did you attend the last class?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after going home, what did you do?
After the class, we going to home.
You went home and had lunch. Good. What about you, Sailata?
I went to home by in market in bus stop. We buy some vegetables, ma'am.
Okay, you waited in the bus stop
Yes, ma'am.
to buy some vegetables. After buying the vegetables,
Buying vegetables and going to.
you went home.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So you stopped at the bus stop and bought some vegetables.
Yes, ma'am.
You stopped there and bought some
And
vegetables.
bought some vegetables.
Right. Okay. Did you buy the provisions also?
No, ma'am. Only vegetables.
Oh, you didn't buy provisions, but you bought vegetables. Okay. Right. In your sentences, we came across very common words. Harika told me, I have idli and chutney. Okay, Sailata said, sometimes I have idli and chutney or chapati with curry. Right, see? So you use this word are, and you both use the word this one. And when I asked you, did you buy provisions also along with vegetables? You said no. Then you said you bought only vegetables but not provisions. So but. So these we call as conjunctions. Right. The word itself says you conjunction means it's in the middle. So it combines. A conjunction combines. Now see, it combines two words or two sentences. Sometimes they also combine two phrases. In earlier classes, you learnt different parts of speech, like in that adverbs, adjectives, clauses, phrases, sentences, etc. So, two words you know. For example, Ram and Rahim, right, are good friends. Right? Here, Ram and Rahim, you combining two persons. That's why we used and here. And here one word and this is another word. So here it is combining two words. And it is telling the same meaning, summing up. So, and speaks about summing up. The ideas are adding similar ideas. Okay, similar ideas. When they combine, went home and took rest. Look at this. Here Ram went home is one sentence and he took rest is another sentence. So this and is combining two sentences. Right? And so as but and or. Now let us see with but. It's Harika but not Lata who came late. Right, it's Harika but not Lata. That means who came late? Harika or Lata? Harika. So the one who came late is Harika but not Lata. So here also they are combining the words. Right. Then in another sentence, he is poor but he is honest. So a good old saying says that if a person is poor, that he is not honest, people think, but it is not correct. So in contrast to that. So but expresses the contrast in meaning or difference in meaning. So and speaks about similar ideas but speaks about contrast or difference. So here it just differentiate two words and here it differentiate two sentences. Means it two different sentences are combined. Right? So if without but these two are different sentences. Right? So then when you use are, I eat, I take idli or chapati, means you are showing a choice. So or speaks about choice or alternative. What is an alternative here? Means this or that. So choice is shown. Then you say that right, goes home or stays in hostel every evening. So either he goes home or stays in hostel. Stays in hostel. So here we are showing the choice of his. Then Ramani or Subha will be here with us tomorrow. So here also either Ramani or Subha. So here also we are showing the choice and alternative. Okay, here the alternative and choice and but or. These three are called primary conjunctions because they can combine two words, two phrases or two sentences. But in the place of and only, we can also use besides. Right, besides also is combining two similar ideas or two similar sentences. So besides, in addition to. Right, see, in addition to. Here also we are mentioning the word addition and moreover. Thus there are some more conjunctions but they cannot combine two words. They can combine only two sentences. Right. When we write a sentence with besides learning English, we are learning the veena and classical dance. Means in addition to English, you are learning the veena and classical dance. Means these also. So that is the meaning of this besides. But this besides can combine only two sentences. Here this besides word always is misunderstood. I mean there is a confusion between this beside and besides. See, this beside is a preposition. Of course, besides also is used as a preposition and as well as conjunction. But beside means only by the side of, whereas besides means in addition to. So we have in the place of and, we have besides, in addition to, and moreover. Right? So we can make sentences with these also with the same meaning of. Right. Now let us look into this but. See, as you have already learnt, but speaks about contrast. When we say, I will go out or I will stay back. This we use for choice, right? I will go home and watch a show on TV, watch TV. Then I will go home and watch TV. So here similar ideas, here choice. You are telling. Supposing you say I will go home but I don't watch TV. Means you are going home but instead of watching TV you are doing something else. So but. So this but explains the contrast, whereas the other two explain this some other. Then in this contrast, when it combines two words and two sentences, how it is used we have seen already. So these sentences are, as I said, they came on time but didn't attend the class. So there was some other reason for them not to attend the class. So they came on time. Usually when they came on time, when you come on time, what do we expect?
Attend the class.
When you come on time, we expect that you attend the class. But something happened, you didn't attend the class. So that difference is shown, that contrast is shown here with the but. So in the place of but, we also use yet, though, although, even though, like this. So as in the earlier example, and can combine two words, two phrases and two sentences, but also combines two words, two phrases and two sentences. Whereas yet, though, although, even though can combine only two sentences, right? In this you can write although in the beginning too. Although he has money, right, he refuses to help others. He is rich, so people expect that he can help others, but he doesn't. So here in the place of adding but in the middle, we are showing it with although. Although he has money, he refuses to help others. So generally, whenever you ask, he is not willing to help others. Similarly, I was not well, yet I took part in the program. See, I was not well, yet I took part in the program. As I was not well, people expected me to take rest, but I didn't take rest. So instead, I took part in the program. Right? So this also speaks about contrast. So contrast of ideas or difference in ideas. These two are told by conjunctions, right? These ones, they come under conjunctions only, right? And the other name for these is linkers also. because they link. They link two words or
Two sentences
good
and two
or two phrases also.
phrases.
Two parts of the sentence also. Right. Now let's move on to are. When we are dealing with are, what does it speak about? Choice or alternative. You see, when you go to parties, what do you think? You just stand in front of your wardrobe. See, what do I wear? This or that. Right? If I wear this, what accessories do I go for? So, this or that. So, always it's a dilemma. Right? So, that choice or alternative or that confusion we express with are. Right? Right. She goes to office by bus or in an auto. She has option. Either she goes by bus or in an auto. Right? So, this are choice we say. Right? This are also can be used with either or neither nor. So, as a combination we use this or. Okay, this can be used like that. So, when it is used like that we say this. Either this team or that one, right, is going to win. There are 7 teams participating in a tournament. You think that there are 2 teams which can come for final and which also in one of them means usually one of them only wins. So, in this case either this team or that one is going to win. Look at this, there are 2, but we are using a singular verb because either or shows choice. So, in that choice only one you are choosing. That is the reason we are going with only singular verb. When neither nor also, see for example, when you say this team or that team, they both belong to single category, right? Third person singular. So, when we combine the pronouns, the same category, either 2 singulars you combine, 2 singulars of different persons or 1 singular, 2 singulars of different same person, same like personal pronouns, or you combine 1 singular third person singular with third person plurals. Neither the coach nor the players. So, here look at this, neither the coach singular nor the players plural, but both belong to third person singular only, right. When they are there, neither the coach nor the players, the coach singular occupies the first position and plural occupies the second position. Then the verb goes with are. Okay. Neither the coach, plural verb, neither the coach nor the players were invited to the press meet. Right, were. Look at this, this is plural. Okay. So, this is plural and were invited. Here we have to use a plural one because the first one is singular
and
second
one is plural.
Verb agrees with the nearest one, right. But here also we go with the choice. Okay. Thus with this or, these are ones, alternatives and choice it is shown, and we have any doubts in this?
No ma'am, no.
Clear? Right, good. So, in this there are some more conjunctions which speak about reason, result, like that. For example, because, right? As, since, for. These are some which we use for reason. For example, you say, I came late because I missed the bus. As I forgot the bus pass, I had to take the ticket. Since he is not well, right? Since he is not well, he is taking rest, like that. So this since and for you learnt in adverbs also. But they are different, these are different. Words are same, but their usage is different, their places. And we have so, therefore, that's why. These we use for result. Okay. And if, unless, provided, supposing, these all we use for condition. If you work hard, right? If you work hard, yes, Harika, you will succeed. Excellent. Right? You will succeed. Right? I got wet, so I caught cold. Right? Like this, you have the conjunctions. See, there are some typical conjunctions which we use with before, after. So time, for time also we used it. When we used it for time, they are adverbs. When we use them here as conjunctions, he came before I left the place. Right? Before. After I
Before
went to the
also
station.
conjunction.
Yes, before also is conjunction when it is combining two sentences. Before 10 o'clock, then it is an adverb. Before I left, that is a conjunction. So like when, while, what, as, all these are all these conjunctions only. And supposing a book is a book although there is nothing in it. A book is a book although there is nothing in it. So such sentences you can make with conjunctions. Let me introduce you 3 conjunctions. So until you know their usage, you don't feel them like conjunctions. Because in normal, lower levels of grammar classes, you don't find them. For example, you say, scarcely had the match started, when it began to rain. Right. Scarcely had the match started when it began to rain. That means the moment, okay, the match did not even start fast. The moment it started, it rained. No sooner, just write down, no sooner did I switch on the TV than the power went off. So no sooner is a combination with than, scarcely is a combination with when. So thus combinations of conjunctions you can. So try to collect some more sentences like this. Right? Thank you.
Now, listen to two friends discussing some important issue.
We are all learning a language at some point of time. Now, when learning a language, we should make sure that we are perfect at the 4 pillars of the language. What are these 4 pillars? Reading skills, writing skills, speaking skills, and listening skills. Now, we normally give a lot of importance to reading, writing a language, and also good amount of importance to speaking. But One of the things that we overlook is the listening skills of any language. But we should not do that because it is just as important as any of the other three skills. Now, before looking into what listening skills are, we should understand the difference between listening and hearing. Because this is something that we think both of them are the same. They are not. They are very similar, but they are not same. So what is the difference between listening and hearing? When you hear someone speaking, the sound that is coming from them is only hitting our ears, but we are not understanding it properly. When we listen to a person speaking, not only are we hearing the sound, but we are also understanding what they are saying. We are able to interpret what they are saying. Once we understand the difference between listening and hearing, it is much easier for us to improve our listening skills.
True. Listening is an essential part of effective communication. It is very important that we start improving and developing our listening skills. Once you are able to listen carefully and you improve your listening skill, it will allow you to make sense and help you understand what the person is trying to say. So once you are able to understand, you will be able to interpret it properly in your mind. Ante, oh, this is what he spoke. Then you will be able to respond properly. Now, how to go about improving your listening skill? The first will be receiving. Ante, there is a speaker who is talking. Now, wait and listen to the speaker with absolute concentration. Let the information flow. Allow the information that is being expressed to you to reach your ear and your brain properly. Listen with concentration and do not interrupt the speaker there, so that there will not be any break and you will be able to understand the information. Then you will be able to understand what the speaker is trying to say. Once you are able to understand and evaluate in your mind, you will be able to respond correctly. Now, if you are not listening with concentration, there are chances of you misunderstanding the message that is being said by the speaker, and there are chances that you may respond in a wrong way also. Isn't that correct?
I agree. Let's understand that a little better with a few examples. Now, you're sitting in a classroom and your teacher is trying to explain some topic to you which is part of a subject. They may be writing it on the board or they may be simply talking to you, but either way, they're trying to teach you. Now, if you don't have concentration, if you do not listen to your teacher, వాళ్ళు ఏదైతే నేర్పించాలి అని అనుకుంటున్నారో అది మీకు సరిగ్గా అర్థం కాదు. It will not reach you properly. And if you want to ask any doubt or any question while your teacher is teaching you, if you don't listen to them and understand what they're telling you, how can you ask a proper question? Your question may even be irrelevant. Ante question ki whatever you want to ask and what the teacher is teaching you, రెండిటికి సంబంధం ఉండదు. That isn't helpful. We'll take one more example. Now suppose in the middle of your class, your teacher says that they will conduct a test. అంటే ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జామ్ లాగా పెడతారు. ఎగ్జామ్కి టీచర్ ఏదో ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇస్తారు, which means you should do this, you should not do this, so on and so forth. You should be careful to listen to those instructions properly, because if you don't, you may make some mistakes in that test or in the exam which you could have avoided in the first place.
Correct. Another place where listening plays an important role is during our school projects or college projects. Why? Now it is summer season. Most of us are going through our exams. Exams tarvata holidays. But we have holiday homework and holiday projects. Yes? So, when we are given holiday projects, we are given a set of instructions. Ante, the project has to be completed like this, the process is this, the conclusion is this. Ani, they will be giving us instructions. Our teachers will be giving us instructions. You need to listen to those instructions carefully. If not, you won't be able to understand, you won't be able to complete the project on time or properly. That is also very important. So, listening plays an important role over here as well.
So what do we understand from all of these examples? We understand that, just as Varsha said earlier, if you want to listen properly, you need to concentrate properly. That is why there is a popular quote that says, Listening is an art, but hearing is an act. Now, if you don't listen properly, your body will be present, your mind is absent. That will not help you ever. So that is why it is important to cultivate or to make sure that you are always concentrated whenever listening to someone.
Now that we have discussed so many important aspects regarding listening, let us all put that into practice and improve our listening skills so that there will be no misunderstanding or misinterpreting the message.
Let us listen to a story.
You're going to listen to a story now. Does God exist? A man went to a barber shop to have his hair cut and his beard trimmed. He started a conversation with the barber who attended on him. They talked about many things and eventually about God. Trimmed. Trimmed is, it is like you cut and put everything in their shape. Beard. Beard is you have the mustache. The boys have the mustache and they have a beard. So that beard is cut into proper shape. The conversation was between the barber and the customer, and as the conversation was going on, it gradually came up to talk about God. Now the barber said, "I just don't believe that God exists." "Why do you say that?" asked the client. "Well, it is so easy. You just have to go out into the street to realize that God does not exist." Tell me, if God did exist, would there be so many sick people? Would there be abandoned children? If God existed, there would neither be suffering nor pain. I can't think of a God who can allow such things to happen. Well, what happened here is the conversation was going on between the customer and the barber. The barber actually, he says that God does not exist. Now, what was the reason? The barber feels that because if God exists, then there wouldn't be so many people, sick people, and so many abandoned children. Well, it goes on that way. And he says that he feels that God doesn't exist. If God existed, such things will not happen. Then the client didn't react to this statement because he wanted to avoid an argument. Argument is the kind of differences they have in opinion. The barber finished his job and the client went out of the shop. As he left the barber shop, he saw a man in the street with long hair and an untidy beard. Now, long hair is very long hair, longer than the normal size, and untidy is dirty or not very clean. Then the client again entered the barber shop and he said to the barber, "Know that barbers do not exist." "How do you say they don't exist?" "I am here and I am a barber," replied the barber. So this customer, he goes out and then he looks at a person standing there with a long beard and long hair and untidy. He was looking very untidy. Then he comes and he says, "Yeah, the barbers don't exist." Then now the barber says, "How come?" Then, "I am here, I am a barber." They don't exist because if they did, there would be no people with long hair and beard like that man in the street. Barbers do exist. What happens is that people do not come to me. Now here the barber says, that he is a barber and he existed. But the client says, if barbers existed, then people would not have such long hair and that untidy beard. But here the barber says, only thing is people don't come to them. Now the client replied, "That's exactly the point. God does exist. What happens is people don't go to him and do not look for him. That's why there's so much pain and suffering in the world." Now, friends, only thing that I can say here is God exists. If we take this story into our real life situations, it comes in such a way that we go to God with our problems. Unless we go to God with our problems, we don't get solutions. And people generally, they expect God to come down to them and help them out. And then they say God doesn't exist. But it is the other way around. Unless people go to him, their problems are not solved. Thank you.
Now, listen to this parable and try to find out the language elements.
I hope you enjoy the story and you understand everything that you can from the moral.
One day in a forest there lived a rabbit, and this rabbit had a lot of friends. He was very proud of all of his friends. One day when the rabbit was passing by, he heard loud barking of some wild dogs. The rabbit got very scared. It started running. The first friend it found was the deer. It went to the deer and said, "My dear friend, I can see that some dogs are chasing me. Can you please help me and chase them away?" The deer said, "Of course I can do that, but right now I am a little busy. Can you please go and ask your other friend, the bear?" So the rabbit runs towards the bear and it asks, "My dear friend, can you please help me? Can you chase away those dogs? You are big and strong." The bear said, "I can, but right now I'm tired and I'm very hungry. I need to search for some food. Why don't you go ask the monkey?" The rabbit ran towards the monkey and it said, "Can you help me?" The monkey said, "I am a little busy. I am occupied with my family." The poor rabbit had to go to the elephant, the goat, the horse. They all said the same thing. Finally, the rabbit understood that this is my problem. I should think of a way to deal with this myself instead of going to all of them. Then the rabbit understood and realized this. It ran and hid under some big rock, like a cave. It just went and it hid over there. When the dogs approached, they tried searching for the rabbit everywhere. They couldn't find and they left. What we understand from this is, yes, we all have friends, true, but we don't have to depend on them for every little problem that we face. We must be in a position to think and to face the problem ourselves. The rabbit didn't realize till the very end when all of its friends refused to help. Not because they didn't want to, because they couldn't do it. They had their own priorities at that time. When the rabbit realized at the very end, then it thought of a solution. It went hid itself under the cave and it was saved by the wild dogs. It so happens that we also have a lot of friends. Sometimes we may go and ask our friend for some help, and sometimes we depend completely on that friend for the help. Instead of thinking how to solve the problem or the issue by ourselves, we will go and ask our friend for the suggestion. It may not always be that the friend is available at your beck and call. The friend might be busy, the friend may not want to help, or the friend may genuinely have their own problems. What we must do is, once we understand that there is an issue that has to be dealt with, it is our issue, we must learn how to sort it out ourselves. Depending on others is not recommended. First think of yourself, help yourself first, and then the others will also come out to help you.
Exactly. So you're saying that if there is ever a problem that we are facing, it is not wrong to ask our friends for help, but first make sure that we do whatever we can to solve the problem.
Exactly.
And after that, if we still need help, then we can approach friends.
True.
True?
There are several types of people around Mansi. If you have seen, there are people who might genuinely come and help us. There are people, some of them who are very selfish, who are very greedy. They might not want to come and help. There are all different types of people, and we need to be okay. We need to understand that there are several types of people. Yes, we may go ask help with one type of people, we may go ask help with the other type of people. There is nothing wrong with it. But when we know that this is our problem, we need to come out with a solution first, instead of depending completely on a third person. They might not understand the urgency that we have, but we know what it is. So we need to help ourselves first instead of depending on all helpful or unhelpful friends. We need to be aware what to do and what not to do.
I agree with you. But there is one more thing that I would like to add here.
Okay?
Suppose we are on the other side and we have a friend who's undergoing some problem. And that friend, as you said, is doing everything that they can to try to find a solution. But they are unable to do it all by themselves. Some place they may need some assistance.
Then
So when they
good.
come to us, it is not wrong on their part to
It
come.
is absolutely not wrong.
However, we should make sure that we do not always deny that friend any help, similar to what the characters in the story did, right?
True, true. When somebody asks for help and if you are in a position to do that help, then please give your 100% and help that friend. That is exactly why I said there are different types of people around. We must not completely depend on them, nor let the others depend on us. We must all work things out mutually. Asking for help is nothing wrong, and helping others is a very, very good deed. But first, make sure that you are helping yourself first, and then ask for help, or then you can do a help.
I understand, Varsha, that was a very nice story, and the moral of the story is also so applicable to the days and the world that we live in now. So I hope the viewers have caught the essence of the story that you were trying to explain, and thank you so much for joining us.